the first thing we have to do is we have to put a slip stitch onto our hook. Now what I do is I just roll it so you've got a loop, and then pull that loop through, and there's a slip knot, and that just goes on the hook, and then you just pull the tail to pull up the tension. Alright, now we're going to do 41 chains. 1, 2, 3, 39, 40, and 41. So that's 41 chains. Now, what I noticed is with beginner crocheters that it's sometimes hard to start working in the round, because if the chain has a twist in it, it won't work out quite correctly. So I found that it's better to go back and single crochet back around, and then you know exactly how flat it lies. So to single crochet, you skip the first loop. That's your first loop right there, and you go into the second loop. You put the hook through the top loop, and then you yarn over, pull a loop. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through both loops. So again, to single crochet, you put your hook through the top loop, you yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So again, hook through the top loop, yarn over, pull 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Hook through, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And then you continue this on all the way until you get to the end of the chain. Alrighty. Now here we're in the last chain of our row. So you do it just like you did all the other ones. Now you've got 1 loop on the hook, and if you look at your chain, it's now very evident which side is which side. What I do is I take the loop that I just still have on my hook, and I see that it's all flat, and now there's the end. I'll flip it over so that it's facing this side. So if you notice, it's all going the same way, and then we take our yarn over the top so that it's towards the back, because we want this to meet nicely. And here's our first hook, our first loop right here. We're going to go through that loop, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So now it's joined. Now you have this little area here where it doesn't look quite right, but don't worry, we're going to fix that by the time when we finish all of our rows. We're going to come back and we're going to sew the top of this together, and that won't show at all. So next we're going to go into a double crochet. So a double crochet, you yarn over, you put your hook through the top loops. I go through 2. You yarn over and pull a loop. Now you've got 3 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3. You yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops. And now you've done a double crochet. So yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull a loop. 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So again, yarn over, go through, pull a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you're going to continue with double crochets until your hat measures the height that you'd like. It's also at this point that I would try the hat on, because depending on how tightly or how loosely you crochet, you can wind up with a bigger or a smaller hat than what I've come up with. Alrighty, It's been about an hour and I've been able to get all of that done. And you know you're coming to the end when we're going to switch stitches from the double crochet to narrow it down to finish it off, when you can make it so that it's pretty much a square. Match it up, and then you can see that this is almost the same, but we have a bit of stitching to catch up with over here. So our last stitch here was a double crochet. So what we're going to do is, for the next couple stitches, we're going to do a half double crochet. And how you do a half double crochet is you start it the same as the double crochet, you yarn over, then through the hole, and you pick up a stitch. Now with the double crochet, you would yarn over and pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 2. But in this case, we've got 3 loops on the hook. You yarn over and pull through all 3 on the hook. So what it does is it gives you a stitch that's between a single crochet and a double crochet in height. So we're reducing the height so that it doesn't have a, so that it's all even. So we're going to do another half double crochet. So yarn over, through, yarn over, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Okay, so you can see the difference between the double crochet and the half double crochet, that it's just not as tall. So then we're going to do a couple of single crochets. So single crochet, to remind you, is through, yarn over, and through. Go through, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, oops, sorry, nope, that's a double crochet or a half double. We're still continuing doing single crochets to the end of the row, and that's yarn through, yarn over, and pull through 2, through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, now we've finished and come to the end. So now we're going to finish this off. If you leave this, then it's really going to get loose. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a slip stitch all the way through. So a slip stitch is one that's even smaller than a single crochet. And what it does is it gives us a nice finished edge. So you go through, yarn over, and then pull through. So you go through the hole, you yarn over, pull through there, and then through again. So again, through, yarn over, and then pull through again. Through, yarn over, and then pull through. And we're going to go around the whole hat like this. This is our bottom rim of the hat. So we're just doing a slip stitch all the way around, and I'll show you what it looks like. It gives a nice finished edge, and it also gives it a bit more bulk to it so that it has a better feel to it. So if we compare to here, where it's just kind of loose and open, here it's nice. It's got a nice finished look to it. Can you see that you can barely see a hole there? And whereas here, there's a nice big hole, well, that's the end. So you just have 2 more slip stitches to do, and then we're finished. So what I do to finish is I just leave a nice long tail, give it a snip, okay, and I pull through, and there's a bit of a knot there. Thread your needle. Now this is just a yarn needle. I like using this type because it's easy with me with my old eyes to be able to see the hole where to put the yarn. And you just take the needle and you just weave it in and out of that top seam. Okay, and pull through. And what I do to make sure that it kind of sticks is I weave it back and forth again, but going backwards to where our original join or our original knot was. So just weaving it back and forth. Okay. And there it is. And we just take our scissors, cut off that little edge. It's the original edge we started with, and you can note it by, that's where we joined it originally. Okay, there's our loose end tail. So we're going to sew the top of this. Mind you, if you just wanted a tube scarf, you could just end right now. You just have to join, and you could just knot it here. Leave a bit of a tail on here, because if you want to add pom-poms, we'll use these end bits to attach the pom-poms. So I just knot it twice, just to give you a nice strong anchor. And then if you see, you just match stitch for stitch. Okay, and all I'm doing is going through both stitches and then drawing it through. Go through both stitches, and if it's not exact, that's okay too. Don't pull it too tight, because it's going from a circular shape to a square top. There's a bit of allowance, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but don't pull your stitches too tight or you get a pucker. Alrighty. Right to the end now. Now, what I do is I take this, tie it to here, and cut this end off. Just leave a bit of a tail. So there's our corner, and just put it through the corner, okay? And if you see, there's our needle on the inside. Okay, and remember those tails that I asked you not to cut off or weave around? Well, here they are, and we're going to tie all this together. Okay, and that'll finish off the yarn so you won't lose the ends. Okay, there's our corner, and you just feed that through the corner. You pull it on the inside. There's our other tail from when we sewed the inside, when we started off sewing the inside of the hat. Okay, and just tie it off. And again. And again. Okay, then you can weave these in, or you can cut these kind of short. I'll weave them in a little bit later. So, there is your square top pom-pom hat. I hope you liked it.